And we're back. Hello friends, family, buyers, sellers, future and current real estate investors, and welcome to the second episode of Real Talk About Real Estate with me, Sarah Martin Abad, your local licensed North Carolina realtor. Today we're going to be talking about the doing it yourself trend, also known as DIY, and how it can possibly lower your home's value as well as affect its ability to sell. But before we do, make sure you like this video, comment down below, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss an episode of Real Talk About Real Estate. So, I'm sure we've all dabbled in the art of DIYing. However, some homeowners, who we will talk about today, are in a little bit deeper than others. Now, doing it yourself is a great way to save a quick buck. However, you need to recognize when something is out of your wheelhouse. Now, I'm not discouraging anyone from trying anything new, learning anything new. However, there are 3 situations which I believe you need to leave it to the professionals when you're going to do this. The first situation is structural projects. Anything dealing with the structural integrity of your house, such as electrical, plumbing, or roofing, leave it to the professionals. The second situation is dangerous projects. Now, this can be anything from clearing trees to asbestos removal. This could lead to serious health risk and possibly serious injury if performed by an inexperienced individual. The third situation is the I don't want to do this projects that you don't have the time, energy, or desire to do because they're never going to turn out the way you want them. But before I go into any more detail about possible situations that could devalue the home, let's watch some videos that I've pulled of DIY fails.
I'm not willing to admit that I was wrong, so I'm going to pretend that I love it and that this was the plan.
Things I just love that the previous owners did when they newly renovated this house. Emoji zany face. Used an old door to cover the loft hatch. So many switches that are always live. Pretty sure that doesn't belong there. Siliconed everything because clearly they are pros. What is caulk? Primed the walls well before painting. Just stunning.
We just moved into a house. Somebody want to tell me why somebody decided painting the counters with wall paint on top of laminate was a good idea? Because now I'm here stripping paint off of my counter. Why?
I'm on a mission to renovate my kitchen on a budget. And I will be the first to admit that these kind of DIY projects do not always turn out. Something we don't hear enough is that it's okay to fail. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to problem solve. It's okay to try again and fail again. Seriously, this was a disaster. And it's okay to completely scrap the project and do something else. This was my attempt at putting contact paper on my dishwasher, and it didn't turn out. So I'm gonna try something else.
I love that this is everyone's reaction to this because the previous owners literally put shelf lining paper up as a backsplash. And they put peel and stick tile here, which is fine, although falling apart. But they also put it as the tub surround. Nice. The further away you get, the worse it gets. Jesus Christ. They tried. They couldn't be bothered to actually... And I've been working on this built-in for the past couple of days, but originally they had scrapbook paper glued to the glass, and you can still see all the adhesive.
So the point I'm trying to make with this video is not to discourage you from trying something new, learning something new. It's just, if you are looking to sell your home in the future, and you know you are from the moment you buy it, then you may want to rethink some of your DIY projects. Buyers want to come into a home and see a blank canvas. They want to see what they can do with the space, not somebody else's style already implemented on the house that they're looking to buy, because sometimes it's very hard for them to visualize how things are going to look when they move in. And it might not be anything against your style, it just might not be for them. And sometimes it's hard for them to see past the aesthetic of what the house already looks like. So if you have DIY projects that go wrong, they may end up costing you more money than saving it in the long run. Future home buyers could have to pay for your mistakes, which could lower the price of your home. Or you will have to pay for the fixes if the home buyers list this as a contingency in their offer to purchase if you accept the offer. When it comes to doing or trying something new, there's always room for error, and working on your home or doing small projects is no different. The Washington Post actually wrote an article titled, "Do It Yourself or Destroy Yourself." And in the article they said, but there's a reason some people say DIY really stands for destroy yourself. Countless homeowners have had to live with projects that didn't turn out as they'd hoped, spent much more time or money than they anticipated, or had to hire someone to take over. Worse, some people have unwittingly caused major damage to their home, made modifications that violated building codes, or put their safety at risk. Another case of knowing when to leave it to the professionals is a case from further on in the article where a homeowner who was remodeling a house built in the 1930s, however, it was renovated in the 1970s. They wanted to add additional outlets in the bathroom, and her husband were going to do it. They thought that they turned off all of the applicable outlets. However, when the husband went to change and install a new outlet, the shock electrocuted him. So that just goes to show you how serious injuries can be caused by something that, oh, I think I can do, and you might be able to do it. However, I would hope that you would wait and hire a licensed electrician. So the DIY trend has actually been so good for the economy in that sense. I have another article that reads, about 71% of homeowners say that inflation has caused them to do a project themselves rather than hire a professional. The trend is even more pronounced for Gen Z and millennials. Roughly 76% of homeowners between the ages of 18 and 24 are doing a project themselves rather than hiring a contractor due to inflation. For those under 44, that number is closer to 73%. And I will put the graph in the video as well. The global do-it-yourself DIY home improvement retailing market is predicted to garner a revenue of $1.278 billion in the 2022 to 2030 timeline, growing from $848.2 billion in 2021. So that just goes to show you how much this trend and honestly phenomena at this point is influencing the economy, influencing the market. And it's great that homeowners are taking it upon themselves to learn the ins and outs of their home. However, if you get ahead of yourself, this could end up damaging and hurting your house and honestly the money that you're going to make from it in the long run. Okay, thank you for watching another episode of Real Talk About Real Estate with me, Sarah Martin Abad. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below and I'll get back to them as soon as possible. If you like this kind of content and want more, please feel free to follow me on my other platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn, and of course here. Just type in Sarah Martin Abad and click on my face. Next time in our series, we will be discussing if it is the rise of and fall of Airbnb. Again, my name is Sarah Martin Abad. Thank you all for watching, subscribing, commenting, and liking. It's been real.